In this video, I'm going to show you some innovative tips that will make you mine faster and make more money in Star Citizen. First off, let's start off with mining. There are two modules that will help you mine faster. The Surge module is a no-brainer. The instant 40% boost to your charge level will make the initial fracture a lot quicker. Here are the locations where you can buy Surge modules. They're cheap, so I recommend buying them in bulk. Stampede module is a little more interesting. It increases the charge rate both in the green zone and in the red zone. And the added instability makes it too risky to use on Quantanium rocks. Or does it? I found this technique from my YouTube channel called Flex Creator. Link of the video will be in the description. Basically what I did is whenever the charge level enters the green zone, I activate the Stampede module. And when the charge level is about to hit the red zone, I start spamming the laser. And once the charge level dips below the green zone, I amp up the power and repeat the process. Now this technique is pretty advanced, so it will take some practice. Here's a side-by-side comparison between not using the Stampede module and using the Stampede spam technique. Without the Stampede module, I managed to crack the rock in 31 seconds. With the Stampede technique, I managed to crack the rock in 27 seconds. But as you can see, with a bit more practice, I could have shaved off a lot more seconds with this technique. Once you get the hang of it, you'll save a lot of time without the added risk of the Stampede module. Although I wouldn't recommend you do this if you're in a laggy server. Here are the locations where you can buy the Stampede module. Speaking of modules, Star Citizen's UI is not great at telling you how many charges you have left in your modules. You can't see it on the mining screen, you can't see it in the loadout manager, and you can't see it in your inventory. But there is a way to find out. If you're in a prospector, hold F or whatever your interact button is and hover your cursor over here. If you're in a mole, hover your cursor over here. So far I've showed you how you can save a lot of time using mining modules and save a lot of headache on module management. And if you enjoyed or found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe and ring the bell for more awesome Star Citizen content. I found a neat trick when mole mining is to ignore ladders. This is usually done by running and jumping over them. Sure, you may only save a couple seconds each time, but when mining Quantanium, those seconds can make the difference between a full load or losing it all. You can also do this at the back of the ship, but it's a lot harder to do. Now that you've finished extracting, it's time to head back. The quantum drive you use to go to and from the refinery can determine how often and how quickly you can mine. Military quantum drives have the fastest travel speed of any quantum drive, but they also have the least mileage. Not a big deal if you're using the mole, but if you're using a prospector, you'll have to do more refueling more often. For the mole, the fastest quantum drive would be the XL1. These are the locations where you can buy the XL1. For the prospector, the fastest quantum drive is the VK00. These are the locations where you can buy the VK00. The problem with the VK00 is that you won't be able to take long trips with the prospector. For example, you won't be able to go from Crew L1 to Hurston without having to refuel at a rest stop. Here's a comparison between the stock quantum drive of the Argo Mole and the XL1 when traveling from Microtech to Mike L1. As you can see, the XL1 is traveling faster than the stock QT. The HURACAN took about a minute 20 seconds to reach Mike L1, whereas the XL1 took about a minute to reach Mike L1. Not only that, but the cooldown time of the XL1 is about half of the HURACAN. And the XL1 spools a lot faster than the HURACAN. Depending on where you mine, you can potentially save about a minute or more on travel time alone. Now that you're at the space station, it's time to head to the refinery. Make sure you set your spawn location at the clinic inside the space station where you want to refine your minerals, as you're going to give yourself a heart attack and spawn inside the clinic at the space station. Your vehicle will automatically be stored upon death, so you can just run straight to the elevator. This method is especially effective when mining Quantanium, where every second matters. Once you're at the refinery and you've put in the order, kill yourself again and avoid the long elevator ride back to the hangars. Now comes the most important part of mining, the selling. Can't make any money until you sell those minerals. If your cargo ship spawns in a hangar, hail the space station while you're in the elevator so you don't have to wait for the doors to open. In ArcCorp, once you've landed at the spaceport, as soon as you hear the doors close and the British man telling you to have a pleasant stay, log out. Then immediately log back into the persistent universe, and after some loading, you'll spawn in the hab area of Area 18. At that point, you can just run straight to the TDD and sell your minerals. This way, you can skip the train, and there's a lot less running. The amount of time saved will depend on how fast your SSD is. My SSD has a 500 MB read-write speed, and I save over 30 seconds with this method. If you have a faster SSD, you could potentially save more time. If you're selling a Microtech, here's what you should do. Fly to these blue dome structures shown here. For reference, it's in front of the New Babbage spaceport. Land in front of the entrance where the vehicle exit is located. From there, you can head straight in, go to the elevator, and sprint to the TDD. This method is a little bit riskier because your ship will be exposed the entire time, but it's a lot faster than having to land at the spaceport and taking the train. Once you finish selling your items, assuming you didn't change your spawn location, kill yourself and spawn back at the refinery so you can immediately begin mining again. And if you want more info on Star Citizen and or mining, click this video here. It has lots of good info.